What's up guys, today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive binary action figure. So here's a quick look at the box. On top, it's plain black. Onto the bottom of the box, some product information. And moving down to the side, there's binary tapping onto her powers and surrounded by all those flames. Moving on to the back of the box, we see a full version of that artwork of binary flying through space. There's the description of her character over here, as well as some product information on the bottom. Moving on to the last side is the same artwork. So let's go ahead and get her open. Now that we got the action figure out of the box, we can have a look at the backdrop. It's a zoomed in artwork onto Binary's face, and all of that's printed in yellow. For the binary action figure, it comes with 2 fireball accessories, 2 more flame effects, as well as 2 interchangeable fists. Her 2 fists are cast in white plastic, articulating inwards as well as outwards. And of course, those spare fists do pop on just fine. She also comes with 2 flame effects. These are the standard Marvel Legends parts that we've seen from other action figures. These flame effects are cast in a translucent yellow plastic. It catches the light well, and to add some contrast and gradient in the color, there's a subtle orange shading that's applied to the top of the flames. You can slide these flame effect parts onto her forearm or even up to her bicep just to show her channeling her powers through these flames. You can also slide these onto her calves or even all the way up to her thighs, and that's in line with where the rest of the flame effects are painted on. She also comes with 2 fireball effect parts. These are also cast in a translucent yellow, and there's also orange shading to bring up the different colors. These fireball effects are also sculpted well. There is some texturing going on, so you can see the flames sticking out of the fireballs. I don't think the fireballs are particularly sculpted for each hand, but they do fit on either hand. So this is what she looks like, channeling some of her powers into fireballs. Most of Binary's sculpt is a reuse of the standard Marvel Legends female slim body that we've seen on characters like Invisible Woman. Of course, her head sculpt is new, but I also think that Hasbro should have used the new body that came with Shriek. Carol Danvers is known to be powerful, muscular, so the more curvy body on Shriek would have been a great fit. It's also slightly disappointing that Hasbro did not use the Shriek body because it has so many improvements, like the double-hinged pinless elbows. So for a character like Binary, those double-hinged elbows would have definitely helped because she channels a lot of her powers through her hands. So although she has a pretty big head sculpt, she does not appear too top-heavy like previous characters with big hair, such as Medusa and Jean Grey. So kudos to Hasbro for pulling this off. She's not too top-heavy and is easy enough to get balanced even in a basic vanilla stance. Zooming into her head sculpt, and of course this, for me, is the highlight of the figure. She's got a stern expression on her face, and that really brings out the power and fearsomeness of this character. The paint on her face is simple enough, sharply applied black for the eyebrows and whites for her eyes. On closer look, there's also a little bit of gloss for her lips. So simple paintwork, but overall the execution looks great, especially when you look at her fiery hair sculpt. It is cast in a translucent orange. There's a darker orange shading at the ends of her hair, and that really brings up the flame effect. There's texturing to show all the flames, and the translucent plastic catches the light really well. I think this sculpt is pretty distinct and makes her look awesome. The way that it's shaped also makes her look great when in flight poses. But I also think that Hasbro could have given us an interchangeable head sculpt just for her fiery hair sculpt, just kind of resting, and that definitely would have been a welcome addition. Her torso is cast in a white plastic. There's red paint on the sides of her torso, with the red kind of being her skin, and the white is her outfit. There are 2 cleanly applied black stars over here. Moving on to her arms, and this is where I am less satisfied. It's entirely cast in white plastic with multiple hits of yellow, orange, as well as red paint. So over here, the paint is meant to show the flames that are coming out of the white parts of her outfit and blending into her skin. However, the multiple layers of paint do appear to be applied a little messy. So besides looking messy, I would much rather have those flame effects actually being sculpted as part of the character design. Simply having them painted on just feels a little lazy, and now it even looks kind of messy as well. On the back of her torso, the applications of the red paint are clean enough, so the white parts of her outfit appear distinct and clean. Moving on to her legs, her hips are cast in the red plastic, so I still have to give credit to Hasbro for having the red paint on her legs match the red plastic on her hips. Once again, we also see paint applications for the flames on her thighs, and they do appear messy as well. Definitely, these flames should have been sculpted on, just to add a little more distinct design into the action figure. That sculpting would have definitely helped this figure stand out from the rest of the standard Marvel Legends slim female bodies. And the rest of her legs are just cast in that white plastic with no further paint applications on her lower legs. Moving on to articulation, her head is on a ball hinge, so she spins right as well as left. There's quite a bit of gappiness in the neck joint, but that also means she gets quite good tilt sideways to the left as well as to the right. She looks down very well as well as up quite a good bit. She gets quite good range despite that big hair sculpt. She's got a swivel hinge at her shoulders that go all the way around as well as coming out that far. There's a swivel just above her elbow hinge, so that goes 360, and that hinge means she can bend her arms just about 90 degrees. Definitely would have benefited from those double hinged elbows from the Shriek body. Swivel hinge at the wrist for 360, as well as articulating in as well as out. She's got a mid-torso ball joint, so she swings right as well as left. Once again, with this female body sculpt, there's quite limited forward ab crunch, but the backward bend is pretty good. Ball jointed hips that go out just that much, as well as forward and backward quite a bit. Upper thigh swivel, so that spins 360. Double jointed knees, very good range. Ankle tilt upwards as well as downwards. And finally ankle pivot outwards as well as inwards. So she's on Marvel Legends standard articulation. Despite her big hair sculpt, she also remains stable in most poses. Over here, I've borrowed some additional flame effects to slide onto her thighs from recent action figures like Human Torch. I think these flame effect parts placed onto her thighs as well as her biceps actually help make the figure stand out a little more on your shelf compared to the standard Marvel Legends female body. I've also borrowed these effects from the Doctor Strange action figure, so I like how all these orange effect parts make her look pretty powerful and fearsome. I also like her cosmic fireball effects, and because she maintains a great range of articulation in her neck despite her large hair sculpt, you can get her into many great flight poses, and that's really appropriate for her flying and rushing into battle. Binary stands at about 6 inches to her head, and that's just over 15 centimeters. And to the top of the flames on her head, that's about 7 inches or just under 18 centimeters. For size comparisons, here she is with Quasar and Gladiator, Wolverine and Rogue, Hercules and Iron Man, and Nightcrawler and Genisvel. For comparisons with other action figure lines, here she is with some G.I. Joe Classified series and some Star Wars Black series. I am pleased to have this binary figure, but I think Hasbro should have used the new Shriek body over here and given some sculpting detail to the flames on her arms and thighs, which ended up looking quite messy painted on. Still, I like that she comes with quite a few flame effect parts. The colors on the figure are eye-catching, and her head sculpt is magnificent, yet retains plenty of range of articulation. I hope this version of Carol Danvers means Hasbro will start making some Starjammers. Please like and share this video, let me know what you think in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel for more toy reviews. Thanks for watching, take care and stay safe.